All right, today we are working on counters. Now, when we say counter, obviously we mean the response that I do when somebody throws a strike. So we have various levels of counters. But before counters, of course, I just want to make sure I don't get hurt. So I have to build a foundation first of just being able to cover and make sure that I don't take the damage that the bad guy wants me to take. Okay, so we can put it in two different categories. Obviously, straight punches, things that are coming right at my face. Our standard defense for this, of course, is always movement. Always work movement in there. In fact, even whenever you're doing any kind of counter, you should always be thinking, my biggest preference would be simply to get out of the way. So that's a dash. That's why we teach tactical movement on the ball of my front foot. Even in my fence and my, hey man, I don't want any trouble kind of stance, I am always ready to drive off that front leg as I'm covering and hopefully create enough space to where people cannot even hit me. And I should start at least 2 arms lengths even when I am in the fence, right? Okay. All right. So let's start with just kind of remembering what it's like to create a high cover. So a straight punch coming right at my head. Bottom line, I just wanted to hit my arm instead of my head. I would prefer that in some way that this actually be connected to my head so that there's not a double whap, you know, where they whap this and then this whaps me. So I want to connect it here. So I'm bringing up this, I use the term jail cell. You know, it's just like a jail cell, the equal distance right here that I am able to drive one of these just ever so slightly in front and take the impact one way or the other. So let's just start that. The hands come up here, elbows are down, and for instance, if somebody was throwing from this side over here, I would likely bring this one slightly forward to take the impact. If they're throwing on this side right here, I'll bring this one slightly forward. I am trying to stay away from anything that resembles a bad flinch. Of course, a flinch is good, but I don't want to flinch and bring my eyes down, bring my posture in, put my posture in a bad position or anything like that. So I want to be in here. One thing, even though I may only be attacking the attack with one side, I would never leave this other one down or anything like that. I'm always bringing it up here. If somebody's throwing a strike over here and I bring this one here, I would never leave this down. I would always bring it up as well, knowing that punches come in bunches, right? Okay, so I'm going to just start throwing some very obvious straight strikes right towards your face. Okay, and you are going to be very light on your feet. Feel free to move slightly to the left or to the right, but you're just bringing up this high cover, trying to be relaxed, trying to stay in good position. Are we ready? We're going to do that for about 20 seconds. Knock your head off. Of course, you're resetting every time. Bringing up the high cover, then coming back into a fighting stance, which is not preferred. We want to counter. We want to send something back. We want to show them that we're not going to be defensive. We're going to be offensive. But for right now, just making sure that if I wake you up in the middle of the night, hey man, you're going to be, whoa, and bring that high cover up. Okay, let's just continue that a little bit with a very big sweep. It's going to be very obvious that this is coming from the side. And now, instead of this jail cell, you're bringing up the big phone. Like I'm answering this huge phone, and I'm just bringing it up in this kind of triangle, tucking my head down and protecting all the important parts. The temple, the jaw, the jaw line, all of this right here. It's an arguable point. Some people like to have an elbow out and be attacking the person. For right now, we're going to treat this like a shield, so I want as much surface area covered as possible. So to make sure that this is a shield-like surface, I actually keep my elbow pointed at the bad guy. So I'm over here, my elbow is pointed at you as the bad guy, so if you're throwing that strike, this is what happens. Again, remember, I want this, I don't want to leave any space here. I want to cover over and protect myself. All right, so we're just going to create this structure when I throw this. Ready? Here we go. Boom. And a hook. And a hook. Straight punch. Jail cell, right? And from the side. Boom. Okay. Straight over here. And from the side. Good. Let's speed that up a little bit. I can do any of these. Feel free to, if you're watching this by video and you can slow it down, feel free to do that. This. That's too fast for you? No problem. You're just doing what you can and trying to be relaxed as much as you can. Okay, now where do we go from there? Well, it would be better not to get hit at all. So even though, let's say from an outside, a punch coming from the outside versus inside the pocket here, coming from the outside, this is what I'm going to do naturally, as well as, whoa, bring it back. But if I can block it, I'm going to be doing the same type of structure here, but if I'm early enough, I can drive it out and create a 90-degree or more structure here. 90 degrees or more. Now, somewhere out here. I mean, I don't want it too straight to where they can just kind of slip down and hit me in the body, but I don't want it to be less than 90 degrees. If I'm less than 90 degrees, I've got a big chance of, you know, when they hit this, it's going to hit me. Okay? So I'm going to create this structure out here wherever this comes. Notice that I'm also driving my body into it. This is what in Krav Maga is referred to as a 360-degree defense. Anytime something is